All right, guys, welcome to Trading with Meatball. We're going to draw some zones and lines on charts, and we're going to talk about not having anybody in your head because that's where I'm going with the channel I started. I want you guys to steal my knowledge so you can do this without me. And we had some requests for live trading, so we put a Discord up there. I don't know if anybody's going to join, but it doesn't matter because I have multiple streams of income. I'm just an old man flipping stocks, and they said I had 12 months to live. And if you watch the other videos, you know I didn't die. And so I'm giving away my knowledge, and people wanted a live trade, and I said we could do some on YouTube, and we'll do that, and that's free. But I had to unfollow half the people I have on Twitter today because my feed is just clogged with people trying to sell me their Discord all day long. And there's also great educational content. It's a gold mine of education on Twitter. And there's people like Ace the Kid. He gives you free spaces. You can trade with them for free. And I have. But today I just didn't want anybody in my head. Those are the best days I've had ever, is when I just follow the charts, crank up the music, and I watch the news. And there's a few people I talk to. I got some smart ladies, and we trade charts in the morning. But I posted this is a big old flag on Lyft, and not one person liked it or anything. Okay, fine. And of course, it took off. And we told you this morning on our YouTube channel, that's the place to follow me. This is the Twitter page, and I put up here crickets because nobody wants to like my stuff, and that's because they don't need me, guys. They're running a business. Their business is to sell you their Discord. And a lot of them, like Ripster, is a great teacher. Ripster provides so much free education, and there's other great people that provide free education. But all day long, my feed is just clogged with people trying to sell me stuff and give me 100 likes. I'll tell you what my next pick is. And guys, that's not what we're doing. Um, we gave you this morning on a YouTube video. This is a Rivian. And yeah, the market ran today, but we also did videos about risk management today. And we posted what we were going to do before we did. We drew lines and zones with you this morning. This one we did live right here on the Rivian. And when it was forming the flag, I started the video. And when we got this little red candle, we sat there and watched it grow. And then we drew lines on the charts and figured out how we, came up with that. And the same thing with this lift. We had done the same thing. So we're going to teach you to do that now. And so let's take a look at one, and let's learn how to do it without me and without anybody. And that way you can get everybody out of your head. And the SPY moved up today. Great. Well, follow the trend. We have a video on that too. Follow the trend, guys. I don't care if it goes up or down, but Uber's going into the small cap index or whatever. It's going into an index. I saw that. I don't know, S&P or somebody posted that. So it's going to be part of an index. And so let's look at the Uber because I don't trade it very often. It looks like I've traded it before, and I had some lines and zones. And so let's get rid of everything, and let's just pretend we've never looked at this before, okay? And let's draw some lines and zones together on this. And we've got this little trend going on here, and that's fine. We like to draw along the top of a channel and not the peaks, okay? And there's plenty of good videos about drawing charts, but I'm just showing you how I do mine. I will discount the biggest peaks like this right here. We're on the daily chart for Uber, okay? I like to draw on the 1 hour and the 15 minute, but I'll draw on the daily. And so what I want to look for is some kind of trend that lines up with something. I don't want peaks, I want something that lines up with something. And so what I'm looking at is this right here, and this here, and this down here. That's what I'm looking at. I want the body of the movement when I draw a line, okay? I don't want the whole enchilada, and I don't want something, you could leave it like that. And so then it booms up. It goes out of that channel, man. It sure did, didn't it? Okay. All right. So now it's moving up, and you see how it bounced right here in the middle of this previous channel, and now it's going up. And a lot of times when they leg up to the next level, they do a dip, and that's just normal profit taking or computer algorithms. There's a lot of guys on Twitter and YouTube that spend a lot of money, and they've spent years putting together systems. And there's hedge pressure, there's trend spider, there's good stuff out there, and you can follow those guys or you can pay for those systems, whatever you want. And this is just an old man drawing lines on charts. When I was a stockbroker 30 years ago, we didn't have all this shit. We used to put a ruler on the screen. and it worked. Okay. And when I have somebody yelling in my ear that they're selling because of hedge pressure, and I pull the trigger and I sell, and then I have to watch it run, that's when I know it's time to stop listening to other people. It's my mistake for clicking a mouse, but it's also my mistake for letting somebody else get in my head. I do like hedge pressure. I do like transpider. I like all that stuff. But when you rely on something solely, okay, and then you're setting yourself up for, who do you blame when it goes wrong? I want you to learn to do these yourself. And so let's draw some zones, okay? And we'll come back to the lines. I love the trend lines, but let's draw zones. Zones are easy. Look for chop, okay? And then drag it left and you get answers. Thank you, Alejandro at King Capital. He says zoom out and you get answers. We're on a daily, so we're getting answers, right? So if you go to like a 30-minute chart or a 1 hour chart, I like to draw on 15-minute charts too. Watch this. And so we start off with it looks like it has some chop here, and the wicks on the candles are stopping here and here. And so let's go ahead and drag that left, and then let's go out to like a 1 hour or 2 hour and drag it left. And watch what happens, man. Oh, also, there was a comment somebody sent me on the side. We won't name any names, but we had both paid money for the same Discord, and it was just some guy running scanners on the screen. And I traded with him every day for 3 days, and I never logged in again because he wasn't trading. He's just selling his Discord, and then he's got scanners on the screen. And he has a disclaimer saying he only trades the first 15 minutes. Well, I never saw him take a trade. So, your experience, your mileage may differ, but look how it lines up where it's chopping. We started off with a 15-minute, and you can see why it's chopping there. Okay, that's from 2021. Expectation for this would be new highs, I guess, based on news and market conditions. We'll have to wait and see. But generally speaking, when something gets added to an index like S&P 500 or Russell 2000 index, the mutual fund managers have to buy it. And so we used to tag on those when I was a broker. But again, there's all kinds of new stuff that I didn't have, like your hedge pressure, transpider, and there's even better stuff. I don't know about better, but there's lots of good stuff, right? So we're going to concentrate on what's going up now, what's above us, right? And let's do a little one right at the top because you know what's going to happen when it gets to all-time high. There should be a little bit of chop or rejection. And if not, and it goes straight through it, then wow, that's strong, right? All right, so zones are easy, man. And you guys can do this. Again, just start off on a 30-minute or a 15-minute or something. And I like to trade the 5 minute, okay? But it can fake you out with the zones. And so I like to draw on the 15-minute, okay? And we're going to tighten this one up a little bit. We're going to tighten it up a little bit. We got to zoom out to get to it. Okay, well, we're going to have to zoom out. I want to tighten it up because we're going to trade this one. And so I'll go back and make it perfect later. Let's draw some lines. A year to date is a daily. And let's see if we can spot a trend here, okay? I'll go back to the 15-minute and I'm going to tighten this up right here because if we're going to trade this, I want to know exactly what it's doing right now. I've already identified back in time as we dragged it left why it's chopping here, and that's because it's nearing an all-time high, and it was going up and down widely, and these are some big wild swings back here. And this is March of 2021. Look at these. Oh my God, those are daily candles, guys. So lots of violence when it gets to that level. And so maybe it'll do it again. I don't know. We'll see. But I certainly want to tighten up my zone. Let's draw some lines. All right, so draw a line is easy. Where do you want to draw a line? From the top to the bottom, okay? And then along trend lines, you can just draw your own. Like you see these three peaks right here, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I discount the highest one, and I want to go off of these green candles right here. This one, this one, and this one. This one I got. Okay, so this one we got to move a little bit. And why am I doing that? I'm discounting the highest peaks because I want the bulk of the movement, and we're looking for a head and shoulders. This is a head, and that's two shoulders, and that's a little head and two shoulders, whatever. Maybe not really, but that's what I look like or look for. And then does it line up with something else? And bingo, it does right here. So you could drag that down, and son of a bitch, it lines up down here. Okay, and maybe a little higher, maybe I don't know, maybe a little higher, right? But look how it lines up with these down here. See, and so when you draw your own lines, you can decide how many lines you want. And people say, "Oh, you got too many indicators, or too much this, too much that." I trade a 5-minute chart, guys, and you can do what you want. I've traded the 90 and the 20-day moving average, and I like that. And this right here is just the 20-day moving average, okay? And a 5-minute chart. So when you look at using indicators like the 90-20, and when they cross, you go in, and you got to look at what time frame are you on. And there's good videos on that. I'm not going to reteach the whole thing, but what I use is a 5-minute and a 20-day moving average, okay? And I look at volume, and you got to learn how to read candlesticks too, okay? The candlesticks, we'll do a video on that. Right now we're drawing lines. So let's go to a 1 hour or something. I like a 1 hour. I like to draw on the 1 hour. The 1 hour, the 15, and the daily, but you'll see trends, okay? You'll see trends forming like this, okay? Again, I'm not trying to catch the peak. I want the no wicks. I want the top of the candles, and I want the big candles, but no wicks. And so I'll pull it down a little bit. Come on, easy. All right, so we got this big candle and this one right here at the top, right there at the top. I know there's a piece of wick there, but this candle went above it, and then this one lines up, and that one almost lines up. And then look how the top of these reject that. Look how it respects that line. We just drew that line, but you can see, and this one wicks off that line. It's not perfect, it's witchcraft, but put it in your toolbox and use it. Okay, drag it down. What's it do? Well, it kind of roughly lines up with that. Oh, right here and the top of this movement. So I'm looking for trends. And so when it continues up this and we're trading it on a 5-minute chart or something, I got to tighten up the zone, guys. I'm a little OCD here. When you're trading and you see it bouncing off or wicking off zones that you drew, then pay attention and say, okay, well, it's doing something. What's it doing? Is it going up? Is it going down? What's it doing? Well, you drew the zone. And so that's something to pay attention to when you have a trend line and a zone, and they're matching up. Now let's go back to a 30-minute chart. Oh shit, look at that. Okay, so we tighten up the zone a little bit, and you see how it touches a line and the zone, and it rejects, and then it stays in the zone, didn't go to the bottom. And these zones, we just threw them up there, guys. And I've only got one eye. I've had 29 surgeries, you know, and then it goes above this trend line and comes back down. These kinds of things can help you when you're trading, to not get scared. If you are in something and you have 2 or 3 days time value and you're willing to hold it, and you see it, for instance, if this candle turns red Monday morning and then you see it with green candles with wicks on the bottom moving back up, I would be very confident if it was above the 20-day moving average that it's bouncing off one of my zones and it's trying to continue on the trend path that we drew. And so there's an Uber for you. I don't know where she's going. I'll look at it later and read some news, but that's a hell of a run from 39 to 57 in 30 days or something. But the market's doing that right now. And I had posted this on Twitter because everybody was saying nasty stuff to each other. And I posted something about the market can stay irrational longer than we can stay liquid or something. And I was thanking some nice ladies. They helped me hit a banger today. We were sharing charts in the morning. Okay. And I don't know. There's a post I put up here. The market can stay irrational longer than we can stay liquid. And there was people, including me, and this smart guy here. He's smart. I retweeted his stuff because he's smart, and he put some stuff up there that we were here. Here it is. The SPY might have been oversold or something. Okay, or overbought, and that we were looking for a SPY dump. I posted a couple days ago, SPY dump in 3, 2, 1, because they were giving us big red candles, and they are gonna push it wherever they want to push it. But the economy is shit. The banks don't have any money, and that's a fact. My wife worked at a bank in 13 years. They don't have any money, guys. Your money's debt. It says it right on the front of a dollar bill. It says note. Look that up in the dictionary, and then look up. I think it's I don't know, Article 2, Section 10 of the Constitution. No paper money. There's a reason for that because it's debt. Your money's backed by debt, not an asset. Your money's backed by debt. And so here's a SPY on the 1 hour, and on the 15-minute, it really tells the tale. Okay, it was fighting 455 forever, and she kept poking up. She kept poking up, and then they take off. Why? Well, I think today Chairman Powell said something, and somebody else said something. Okay, so the anticipation is a 48%. Uh, expectation is about 48% of the analysts that I read today think there's going to be a rate cut. in the next, I don't know, 90 days or something. And then they priced in like a 60 something percent for the next Fed meeting. Okay. Well, I'm just looking at the charts, guys, and I look at the macro picture and I read the news. Pay attention to when the Fed is speaking, pull up an economic calendar. I drew this on like a 1 hour or something, so I'm not going to move it. But there was a downward trend. And when something comes up and rejects like this, and then it comes back up and rejects again like it did, you have to look at something that runs. And this is just a general rule, it's not set in stone. If it goes from the 30th of October, and this is a month later exactly, to right here, that's like 409 or 408 to 460 in 30 days. Now, when something runs hard and fast, my general experience is it can, and it usually does, it doesn't have to, but it can and will give up half of what it did before. And I had thought SPY 450, and I posted that, and it didn't give it to us. It's going to go. So follow the trend, okay? The charts can help us with our confidence, and the charts can help us pick our own setups like this one and the Rivian we posted today that it was flagging. We did a video on YouTube because I saw it forming this flag and it was over the 20 MA and we had volume and I said, okay, she's going to do something stupid. And I thought it would go up to this red zone or something. Man, she took off. But I just drew the flag and we did the video with you to draw the lines in the zones. But you got to follow the trend. It doesn't matter what I think. Elon Musk tweets out he's sending a monkey to the moon and Dodgy Coin goes up, 150%. Follow the trend, but draw your own lines and zones so that you can get everybody else, including me, out of your head. And that way you have a skill that cannot be taken away from you. And we had talked on earlier video about drawing retracements and target entries. So can we have videos on that? Okay. We'll do some more videos on drawing lines and zones. This one's getting pretty long though. And good luck, guys. And you can follow us on YouTube. We'll still be posting videos in the morning now when we're doing our morning prep so that you know what I'm going to do in the morning. I won't be putting the bangers on Twitter as I take them anymore because nobody likes them. It doesn't matter how fast or how hard they go up. It's crickets, crickets. I put on there that I was opening trying to get money together since my account's growing to open a shelter and feed people. Not a single like is given, but you better like and retweet that guy's Rolex or that picture of his lunch because they'll ignore you if you don't. You don't have to retweet or like any of my stuff, guys. I'll give you free setups here in the morning on YouTube, and then you can follow us on TikTok also, and we'll try to do some short ones on TikTok. You guys have a great weekend. Okay, draw your own lines and charts. That's the moral of the story, and follow the trend. You don't have to listen to anybody. Just watch the chart, man, and turn the music up and that's it. Those are my best days when I just watch the chart and listen to the music and I don't even see what's on Twitter. And that way nobody's in your head. It's just you and the chart. And follow the trend though. Don't bet against the trend and always zoom out. How do we spot the trend? Zoom out, guys. Check the 1 hour, you know, and you'll see where the trend is in some cases, right? All right. Have a great weekend, guys. Good luck.